Well, my address was Jamestown when I was born. It was about 2 miles down the road, and that was before the mother went to the hospital to have a baby. They always had it at home. But the neighbors were always good to each other when somebody was born like that. And that was in 1916, September the 4th. And I grew up where I was born, at that home. And we had a farm, and that's how my father made a living, was out of the things that he raised on the fields around the home. We had cows and hogs and chickens and ducks and geese and guineas and all those things that go along with farm animals, and horses and mules that did our field work to do the heavy work to till the soil. We raised tobacco, corn, and soybeans and things of that nature. It was natural on the farm. I remember distinctly my mother said that that was a rough winter because it didn't get much stuff raised that summer, and we she said that winter that we ate a lot of applesauce. That was our main diet that winter because we didn't get enough beans and peas and stuff, and of course we always picked our peas and stuff and dried it, canned fruits and canned vegetables. We, of course, in my earlier years, we did not have a refrigerator. We had a spring run, we called it, where the spring water came out of the ground and it stayed at a low temperature, low enough temperature to keep it where we keep our milk and butter in the spring run. My father would take the excess milk and excess butter and excess eggs and any other things that we had in it, go to High Point, and we called it peddling then. He'd peddle them up and down the street. He had certain homes he'd deliver these things to, and that's how he got his money to buy salt and pepper when they go to the store, and peanut butter. They're very scarce with our water because we had to draw it all out of a well, so we didn't have a shower or any way of taking a bath except through a small portion of water in a cloth. But we did stay clean. We would walk to school through the woods. We had a path. We didn't follow the road. We'd go to school, and I go to school over to Jamestown School. I started the school where the school library is, where the library is at Jamestown now. That's where I started the school. Heated with a big boiler down in the basement that put coal in, and they had radiators in each room to heat the room. We felt that was a privilege when we got to go down to the boiler room in the basement, take the erasers and turn this thing with a crank and dust the erasers. If we didn't have football, we had some basketball. The election was as hot then as they are today. They had two people running for president. Al Smith was a Democrat, and Herbert Hoover was a Republican. And Al Smith lost the election over the thing that he was a Catholic, and that everybody always couldn't stand Catholics. I mean, he That's
Willard, don't say too much on that.
I haven't told any lies.
That's good.
But as soon as the first day that Franklin Roosevelt took office, he declared a bank holiday. Every bank had to close, and they couldn't open up until they proved that they could were sound enough to where they'd protect people's money. And of course, things began to prosper somewhat, and then as we came on down the road and things were rationed, gasoline was rationed so that the troops could have gasoline. Meat was rationed so that soldiers could have meat, and sugar was rationed, and coffee. Sugar, coffee, gasoline were three of the main things that were rationed that you had to go to the ration board, and tires and shoes. You had to go to the ration board to get stamps to buy shoes. They were drafting people of different ages, and the draft board, I had a job that defense work, that they felt that I was worth more here than I was over there fighting. And 2 sets of drinking fountains, and white and colored.
But I never understood why. Anyhow, they all had to go into town to the William Penn High School. And some of that I didn't understand.
Pearl Harbor, and when Lindbergh flew across the ocean.
Well, what about getting married to her? What about getting married? Was that a pretty good?
Well, see, he was supposed to have counted that the memorable thing instead of Pearl Harbor.
No, I said the wrong thing. I said the wrong thing.
I caught you on that one, huh?